Welcome, KSL Gang. Welcome KSL gang. Today I'm going to be doing a collaboration with Julianna's Perfume. A little bit about them: they are a dupe house brand. They provide fragrances that are inspired by luxury, high-end, niche perfumes that are discontinued or just hard to find, or fragrances that are just crazy expensive, and y'all know how I can get when it comes to perfume. So affordable dupes, I'm all for it. They work with some of the best perfumers in Paris, France, and Barcelona, Spain, and they are 100% vegan. Before I jumped into this, I was able to test out some fragrances first. Yeah, I know how I do. I like to test out my fragrance for the whole day without any pairings to see what it's going to bring, to see how long it's going to last, projection, and all that. So the ones that I tried out, I picked out my 5 most favorite ones, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. If you know my style over here, you already know my picks are going to be sweet gourmands, but I also added some bold and seductive ones. And I know a lot of us share the same taste. If you like what you see here today, they are offering a 40% off of my favorites, which will be available for 30 days from this video, and that link will be in the description box. If you're familiar with the site, you might notice some updates. They're shining a light on their 10 ml sizes. They still have their 50 ml, but I think once they sell out of those, they're going to be transitioning to their 30 ml. That's why they have the 10 ml bundles, so you can try out more scents. Then you can commit to a 30 ml later. The way I did my testing with these, they was applied at the same time on different areas. It was 12:33 p.m. and within the 5, 3 lasted until 7:55 p.m. So a little over 7.5 hours, and the other 2 made it around the 5.5 hour mark. The way I stopped the time is when they start to get really light, so either 5.5 hours or 7.5 hours, and I'll let you know which one when I get to them. So we're going to start off with Sicilian Sweetheart, and this is inspired by Lyra. This one has to be one of the most high-end gourmand fragrances that I hear so much about, that it's giving a lemon pound cake. Now if you know me, y'all know how I feel about those citrus gourmands, so this definitely had to be my first choice to try out. This one opened up with a fresh citrus and a slightly floral aroma, but y'all, it quickly dried down to a citrus pound cake, but picture that with a cinnamon caramel glaze. When I say intoxicating, edible, and delicious, that is not enough to describe how much I'm obsessed with it. And this is one of the ones that brought me to that 7.5 hour mark. Not saying it disappeared, that's just when it got really light, but for majority of those hours it was lingering. I was washing, I was doing housework, or I was doing some work on the computer, and I was still getting whiffs of that up off of me. And I tested all these out with one spray. That's all I do no matter what I'm testing out. I always do one spray, because that's going to really see what it's going to do without going heavy, because I'm a heavy sprayer, y'all know that. But for what it did with that one spray, insane. So they did an amazing job with this one, and y'all already know this is a good pairing for iced lemon pound cake. And next we have A Night to Remember, which is inspired by Killian's Love Don't Be Shy. This opening had a spicy citrus aroma. With the pink pepper, it has a rosy overtone. Right behind it, I get that orange blossom, which is pretty strong in this one. It's nice and fresh. The dry down is my favorite. It's a sweet, sugary, ambery vanilla, but smells very fluffy, marshmallow-like, and I can get hints of caramel. I do have an original in the sample size. They're pretty much the same, but I feel like this one is more sweeter on a dry down. And this was another one that brought me to that 7-hour mark. Now in the first 4.5 hours, that's when I was getting some projection and was coming up off of me. Then it was more of an intimate scent, but you can still get it if you was close up on me. Not technically a skin scent. To me, a skin scent is where you mostly can smell it, but sometimes with skin scents, other people can smell it depending on their senses. Like I said, I only did one spray. That could be a factor, because when I wear these regularly, I'm going to go in on them, which I probably don't even have to, but I know I still will. Especially on your clothes. Scents tend to last even longer on your clothes. I have 3 dupes of Love Don't Be Shy, so I know this scent really well, and this one definitely could be added on to the list as a spot on dupe. And next we have Mon Chéri, which is inspired by Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. This one took me all the way there. This was the 3rd one that took me all the way to 7.5 hours, and even after that, it was still a good amount of scent left on my arm. Yes, it was light, but it was still pretty much there. It was not moving. This one gave me the most projection. It was going strong for the first 2 hours, 3 hours. When 4 hours came around, I'm like, wow, it seems like I just applied this. Now remember how I said a night to remember. After 4.5 hours, it was there but toned down. After 4 hours with this one, it was still going strong. The opening had the most sweetest, juicy cherry aroma. The mixture from the black cherry and sour cherry, they were going full force. I definitely got a nice mixture of that almond. The plum gave it a nice muddle effect. It deepened it up and got more seductive. The dry down had this beautiful spicy rose note, which the cinnamon and the cloves definitely helped with that. And the patchouli wasn't super strong where it just took over the dry down. It was definitely about the cherry, warm rose, and spiciness. I also have quite a bit of dupes that represents Lost Cherry, and this one definitely fits the bill. And next we have Apple Rum Delight, which is inspired by Killian's Apple Brandy on the Rocks. When I first tried this one and closed my eyes, it just took me right to October immediately. Picture cloudiness, cool weather, and leaves falling. The opening has this bright, bold, spicy citrus. It took me right into apples that's been dunked in rum and brandy. So the opening, you get a nice amount of boozy apples. The pineapple did give it a little bit of sweet fruitiness, but with the mixture of the other heavy, strong notes, it was a spicy pineapple. It's this boozy, spicy, woody apple, and this thing is bold. And this is one of the ones that took me to that 5.5 hour mark. That's when it had a light aroma on my skin. This is like a sexy, bold apple. I picture this going really good with Leaves from Bath & Body Works. The pairing, oh my goodness, and y'all already know Leaves goes crazy. They're going to mesh perfectly together. The last one I want to talk about is Liquid Gold, which is inspired by Gentle Fluidity Gold. I had to pick something for everyday wear. Not saying that others not everyday wear, but this is the perfect everyday wear. It's vanilla amber perfection. It's very feminine, it's pretty, it's sweet, has some freshness to it. The opening with the juniper berries, it's this fresh, crisp, clean aroma. Mixed in with that vanilla, pulls that sweetness in. The dry down is this beautiful, warm, spicy, musky amber. This is a fragrance where it's not doing too much. Like, it's there and they don't have to say too much. It would do all the speaking for itself. This one took me to the 5.5 hour mark. But baby, when I go strong with this one on the clothes and layer, I was gonna pull through a whole day. I already know. I also like the little gap on the side to show you how much product you have left. Okay guys, that's going to complete my review with Julianna's Perfume with my top 5 favorites. And thanks again to Julianna's Perfume for letting me in on your amazing products. And y'all, as you can see, I don't do too many collabs on this channel. This is actually my first collab that I went through with, and I'm very appreciative. Of course, I do get offers. I like to do my research and check, and they are the truth. I'm not going to bring something on this channel if I'm not confident talking about being in a collab or not. If it's a good product, it's a good product, and I'm going to share it with you. As y'all can see, I have talked about a variety of businesses, especially small businesses over here. I dedicated a whole video showing you guys different businesses on TikTok, and majority don't even know that I did a video about them. If you want to check out this bundle with my 5 favorites, make sure to check it out while it's 40% off. It brings them to $11 per 10 ml, which is a really great deal. The most item paid for a travel size was $50, and that was for the Angel Share, and that is actually a 7.5 ml for $50. So getting 5 10 mls for $55 and they're concentrated like that is a great deal for 30 days. But if you haven't already, subscribe and join the KSL gang. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey KSL gang, if you love cooking and watching cooking videos and super easy recipes, make sure you check out my main channel in Keke's Kitchen. I'll see you over there.